Hello guys, NautoAis here. And finally, since this one is past March the 18th, 2016, so it basically means I'm going to give my vlog on the latest status on Amiibo. Why? Of course, since the Amiibo came out in 2014, starting 2015, I became an Amiibo fan, and I don't know, I just like the figure. I like to use it in my video game. I mean, I've been always talking about Amiibo time and time again. So once again, it's going to be the recent situation of my experience of acquiring the latest acquisition Amiibos. So of course, you're going to notice on my main channel, I had videos basically dedicated to Pokemon 20 and the latest release of Amiibo at March 18th. Alright, first of all, Pokemon 20, what's the deal with those Amiibo? Well, I think even starting at March, Nintendo did say that starting, I think, the first week of March, in celebration of Pokemon 20th anniversary in Japan, they are going to restock all the Pokemon Amiibo. Pikachu, Greninja, Charizard, Jigglypuff, Lucario, and Mewtwo. All 6 of them. And all of them are not exclusive to the retail. And if you remember in the past, the first time they announced Lucario, it was a Toys R Us exclusive. And there wasn't a lot of Lucario because Nintendo at the time didn't make a lot. Same goes with Jigglypuff. On Wave 4, it was a Target exclusive. They did make more than Wave 3 with Lucario, but still, it was still a little bit difficult to get those. Because, like I said, if you know the history of Amiibo in the past, ever since it started, all the way to this ended with September 2015, if you really want to get Amiibo, you have to stand in line. Because what happened was, when Iwata, the lady Iwata was in charge, he purposely didn't produce a lot because at the time he was just being not only pessimistic, but he was also being, I guess, being ready just in case. What if we made all this Amiibo and it doesn't sell? And the second, also, there's a lot of this Amiibo, they weren't really planned years ahead. It was just mostly a couple of months ahead. Some people who worked on Amiibo basically claimed, they said, like, sometimes the orders were like 2 or 3 months. They tell them 2 or 3 months, and then they only have like 2 or 3 months just to manufacture them, produce them, and ship them to the public. And that's the reason why that was in the past, because they're still trying to get back to the toy business. Because remember, there used to be a toy business before they went to video game with Hiroshi Yamauchi. So collectible, interactive toy with Amiibo. So they're trying to go back with the toys, and they had to hire a lot of toy company to do the sculpt, do the manufacturing, do the chip on the Amiibo, on the base, and etc. And for a while, people had to stand in line just to get Amiibo. I mean, heck, some of the Amiibo I couldn't get in 2015 were the retail exclusive, which made it worse. Starting with Wave 3 in February 2015, Lucario was a Toys R Us exclusive, Rosalina was a Target exclusive, Shulk was a GameStop exclusive, and what else? There was another one. Oh, Middle Knight was a Best Buy exclusive. And you had to pre-order them in order to get them, but the problem is the pre-order windows were so small, like 5, 10, heck, like 30 seconds, and then they're closed. They're gone because they don't get a lot. Now these days, the window for pre-orders are really long now because they're finally learning. They finally realize, oh yeah, we should make more. And a lot of people wanted this because the problem was in the past what Iwata was trying to avoid was have excess production because he doesn't want it. He was trying to avoid that. Unfortunately, like there was a guy from This Infinity said, you can't really do that. At least be a man. You are well aware that if you make a lot, there'll be chances that there's going to be excess. And they're telling you, be a man about it, because that's what's going to happen. But if you're trying to create a fake or a false demand, not only you're upsetting your fans, but you're also upsetting the business, the retailers, because They get flack, they get attacked, they get complained, they complain to Nintendo. Nintendo basically downplay the situation to some extent that they don't even address it to some point. Because again, they're trying to say, oh, we're in Nintendo, we can do whatever. That was the problem in the past. Until finally, November 2015, which they did talk about that, they finally fixed a lot of the problem. That even with the release, you can still have a chance to get them. So, the same goes with Lucas, I think January the 21st, and Ryu Roy and Famicom Rob on November or March 18th. So, I'm going to give you my experience getting basically Lucas, Roy, Rob, Famicom Rob, and Ryu. So, first of all, January the 21st, Wave 2 Animal Crossing and Lucas came out. Oh, and also, I think prior week to that was Shovel Knight. And basically, I went to my local Target after work, so which is about 4:30. And yeah, I went there. When it first came out, like Shovel Knight, it wasn't even announced. They had some Shovel Knight. There was rumor that they're not going to do a lot of Shovel Knight. Well, they rectified that. And as of right now, I think you can still get a Shovel Knight amiibo. Same goes with Lucas. People think, oh my gosh, it's going to be like NES. Yeah, because if you remember NES, not only was a GameStop exclusive, it crashed the system on Wave 4. Thank goodness they actually did a restock, and believe it or not, the restock wasn't even that bad because I heard that the NES actually did last throughout the weekend. When it was announced on a Thursday, and then throughout the weekend, people were able to get NES. With Lucas, yeah, I mean, I had some even problem controversy, but it was rectified. But what happened basically was that when I heard Lucas at Best Buy, I pre-ordered it like on December the 15th. It's supposed to come out January the 21st. But then what happened was the pre-order that I did at my local Best Buy, there was the controversy was basically there was a fire, there was a mishap. They had to close down the particular Best Buy. But what happened was they kind of failed to mention to the people who go there, and they failed to mention for people who pre-order stuff there that, hey, we have to cancel the pre-order because, well, the store is, excuse me, kind of closed. I hate to say this word, so apology, kind of dick move, but yeah, so my pre-order at Lucas at Best Buy basically was canceled without my consent. I did file a complaint about it, and all they said was, yeah, we're sorry, because I didn't really lose anything. Yeah, maybe the chance of getting Lucas, but like I said, it's not a problem, and I'll explain it later. But the principle there is, hey, if something happened, Best Buy, let your consumer know that, hey, you got a pre-order there. We either cancel it, or if you have a chance, fix it to another store. I didn't know about it, but until it was too late. Got frustrating there. But then after work, I went to my local Best Target. They had some Lucas, so I just got one over there. And not only that, Amazon at the time, I think since January, they made a new announcement. If you're on Amazon Prime, if you pre-order a lot of video game stuff, including Amiibo, you'll have 20% off. So I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have done that next time. Which I did. I'll explain it later. But yeah, I was able to get Lucas, no problem. And then it came there like a week later to the same Target. They still have Lucas. So it basically now shows there that, hey, you don't have to stand in line. The last time you had to really do that was Wave 5B with Olimar, Zero Suit Samus, Dr. Mario, Ganondorf, Bowser Jr. Those are the one. I remember I got stand in line in the Target in my local area, a different Target. Not the same Target, the one where I got Lucas, but another Target in my local area. I told a story like how they didn't do the system where they're supposed to do in Wave 4, because according to Target, they were supposed to. So I'll do a follow-up here on what happened. And technically what happened was the manager who was in charge actually knew the situation with Amiibo. And its manager basically just admitted it, that didn't really care. And he said, I know the impact of Amiibo, I know the hassle. And this manager basically just said, you know what, forget it. Let's just put a display and just first come, first serve. Forget about the limit to two. And of course, they reported about it. Yeah, and that's basically what happened. I don't know what happened to the person who was in charge, but that's basically what happened. That the person was in charge just didn't really care. So anyway, back to present. Yep. So Lucas was still there. So I'm surprised either they make a lot of Lucas or people just didn't really care about Amiibo anymore because the hype, the fad, it was diminishing. So there you go. And then of course they had Animal Crossing Amiibo, but I'll give you my thoughts about that later. Kind of sad, but you'll know why. So again, as of right now, if you say, hey, you know, I still want to Lucas Amiibo, you can go to Amazon. They were selling it for $8. I guess they still have some. I think you can't get them stores anymore because they stopped. They did stop restocking. They did restock for 2 months. So that's from what I heard is that when a new Amiibo is released in retail store, like, you know, Target, Best Buy, Toys R Us, whatever, make a note that I think they do last within 2 months, and then after that they're done. Just saying. So, I mean, they might do another restock. You never know, but I'll explain it later. So then come March 18th. Basically, what I did this time was I decided to get the deal with Amazon because I'm a Prime, so I might as well use my Prime, get my 20% off. I pre-ordered Ryu and Famicom up there, saved some money, well, 20% off, like 11 something. It's still good. So, yep, they're on their way. Yep, they're already delivered. I just need to go to my local post office. That's where mostly my mail is. So, no hassle there. I heard, and like I said, if you notice on my Amiibo video on my main channel, you see Ryu. I went to 3 places: GameStop, Target, Best Buy in my local area. They had like 1 or 2 Ryu left. So it basically means, even so after work at 5:30, you can still get a Ryu without a problem because they actually had a lot of Ryu. Fortunately, if you're trying to get a Famicom Rob, yeah, you have to be there in the beginning. You don't have to cap, but you have to be there at least until lunchtime. Because, yeah, they didn't get a lot of Famicom Rob, and I can understand why, because the reason is he's a recolor of Rob from the Retro 3 pack. It's just in Famicom color, which is in Japan, a Japanese NES. So that's the reason why people wanted it. People were planning to import it to say, hey, why not just get a Japanese Rob? Or why not get a domestic version of Famicom Rob? So there you go. So those are the Smash Bros. Amiibo. I got them. I got the acquisition. Animal Crossing, as expected, like I said, they're not really that popular as Smash Brothers. They're going down in price, especially on Amazon. Right now, Wave 2, they're like $7 tops. That's it. So if you're into Animal Crossing and you want to get Wave 2, here's your chance. And the question you might say, what about Wave 3? Yeah, they'll probably do the same thing. Give it time. It'll happen. So, I mean, Animal Crossing is like My Little Pony. Unless you really are a very, very dedicated fan, yeah, they're not going to sell. I'm sorry to say, because one is there is no real game. If there's Animal Crossing, Wii U, or NX, and then you have the figure, put it in on that, then maybe. But right now, the board game, fun maybe, yeah, it's not Monopoly, so that's unfortunate. So, one more thing. So, one didn't say, well, haven't there like other Amiibo coming out besides Shovelite? Yes, there was the Gold Mega Man Amiibo. If you get the collector's edition of Mega Man Legacy for the 3DS, unfortunately, they're very limited because the reason is they might they might be afraid that it might not sell because Gold Mega Man is really just Mega Man, but they sprayed it with gold. The base is still Smash Brother. And from what I heard, it has nothing unique than the original Mega Man. Kind of like Gold Mario, Silver Mario, because the difference is the Super Mario series line, original Mario, Gold Mario, and Silver Mario. Gold and Silver actually had some special token for Mario Party 10 that it will work than regular Mario. So, but as for Gold Mega Man, it's just Mega Man and Gold. Really has nothing else. And yeah, I mean, they were limited production, and for $50, you get the game, amiibo, and some stuff. No, thank you. And how much they didn't even have it for? They didn't even have it. I think they didn't get any shipment. They were rare in retail, but you had to pre-order it. So I said, you know what? I'll cut my loss. I don't need to go Mega Man. Maybe in the long run they'll do it. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, if you already have a Mega Man, yeah, you probably might skip Gold Mega Man. It's not the same as Silver or Gold Mario, because there's nothing new on the data that Gold Mario had for Mario Party 10. Just saying there. Excuse me. So another one I did get is because again I use Prime Twilight Princess HD, because if you get the retail package, it's $59, because you also get an amiibo. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Zelda game. Twilight Princess. I've been playing it. I've been blast, nostalgia blast. And yep, I got the Wolf Link, pretty good. And it's supposed to be useful when you're doing the Cave of Shadow. And if you ever pass that, you're supposed to. There's like a save thing, and you can use that for Zelda Wii U. Then you know what's gonna come, guessing at November. So yeah, there you go. You know, Link, excuse me, Wolf Link amiibo. It's not bad. So what does it mean now? So after you see my video, I talk about it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't. So the situation have changed. Again, props to Chris Bohr for his expertise in amiibo, in toys in general. That he predicted that by the end of September, the amiibo craze, the fad, was going to be diminishing. That if you're you're betting the amiibo farm for money, it doesn't work anymore. Yep. So yeah, he predicted right. So props to Chris Bohr. You know, you're awesome, man. The Iron Gamer, you're awesome, dude. I can't believe you predicted right. He was right. Like now it's easier. You don't even have to camp for amiibo anymore, like in 2015. Because now they're producing more, they're well aware, they're restocking, and right now they're situated in restocking Pokemon because of the Pokemon anniversary. I know in October 2015 I did a video, they were restocking certain amiibo. Most of them were exclusive. Greninja, Lucario, and some of them were part of the Holy Trinity Mart. And another one also that you see in one of my videos was a picture on my main channel, a villager. Yes, last Sunday I went to my local Toys R Us. They had some villager. And if you know the history, in November 2014, he was one of the first amiibo that's considered Holy Trinity, because they produced the first shipment and they were done. They weren't even going to do more. They were not even going to restock. And Nintendo failed to mention it. They weren't being transparent. So finally, thanks in November, like I did talk about it, they had a restock on Villager. And yeah, I mean, not so much, but once in a while, if you get lucky, you do get to see restock of Villager. Kind of like the video that I just did on my main channel. So again, first of all, Holy Trinity, are they done? Well, 12 of the 3, yeah. Because even for Mark, he lasted for 2 months, October and November. Villager, I think November and December, but I guess they decided to Toys R Us exclusive restock, and people got bored with Animal Crossing, I guess, because now they're seeing, oh, this is from Animal Crossing, the game suck. Oh, look at the amiibo for Animal Crossing, nobody's buying them. Yeah, so how the situation was changed. There you go. So again, now if you're an amiibo fan, it is for the good. Now you don't have to stand in line. You can even pre-order it without any problems. Will it still be retail exclusive? Well, Roy is, but again, not a problem. Like I said, managed to pre-order Roy, no hassle. When I went there, like at 11:30, when they mentioned the pre-order, there was like no line. When there, the 18th after work, yep, I was able to get my pre-order, no hassle, no problem. There you go. So yeah, so now the amiibo craze is down, and you can still collect amiibo, but it's not like if you're gonna go trying to sell them because you're a scumbag, don't bother. It doesn't work that anymore. So what's the future of amiibo? Well, if we keep this up, great, because because now there's going to be an announcement. The next wave of Amiibo is going to be not for a while. It'll be in June with, well, I got to talk about the Nintendo Direct in another vlog, but one of the games there is Kirby Robot Adventure. I can't remember the name. And it uses, well, not only Amiibo that's a Kirby related franchise, but there will be unofficial Kirby Amiibo. Kirby, DDD, Meta Knight, and Waddle Dee. And I'm gonna guess 2 of the 4 is gonna be people gonna keep an eye on. And who's that? First, Waddle Dee, because it's only exclusive on that. It's exclusive on that series, just like Toad in the Super Mario Bros. Series. And the second one is Meta Knight. Why? Meta Knight did have a restock during Wave 4, but not so much. Hopefully, on April, May, those 2 months, maybe, just maybe, they'll get a restock they'll start doing restock again for another Amiibo from Smash Brothers, Meta Knight, Lucina, Robin, especially those 3, because especially Lucina and Robin, they only came in Wave 4 and they never had a restock. Hopefully they did, because they did it with Mark. Heck, they did it with Ike also. It was a GameStop exclusive restock, but heck, anybody can get Ike during Black Friday. There was no problem. So, we'll see what happened between April and May until June, which is Series 4 Animal Crossing and Kirby series. But another one I do want to make a point is there is one thing that's unfortunate that people are wondering what's happening. When Mario 10 basically sort of kind of leaked that there was actually supposed to be more Super Mario Bros. Series line, there was Wario, Donkey Kong, and Rosalina, like in Mario form, the Super Mario form, not Smash Brothers. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that one. I mean, people still talk about it. Some people wanted to get it. I mean, I got the first 6. Is there going to be a wave 2 on that one's going to come? Nintendo? Probably not. I'm guessing because, well, the only lineup that really sold well was the Super Smash Bros. Line. The Mario line, Super Mario line, not so much except for Toad, but even that one, after a while, you were able to get Toad easily. Animal Crossing, not a lot of people really care. Kirby, we'll see. I think I'm going to guess only Waddle Dee and then Meta Knight. Yeah, so those are 2. Kirby and DDD, not so much. But, well, maybe DDD and Meta Knight. Kirby, not so much because they did have a lot of Kirby in the beginning. I think it lasted until April. I think April or May of 2015. It could be even longer. I can't remember. They were manufacturing Kirby again and again. So if you didn't get a Smash Bros. Kirby when it first released, then hey, I don't know what to say. But here's your chance. Meta Knight, like I said, they didn't produce a lot. It was a pre-order, and then when they did a restock, they didn't have a lot. Well, it's the exclusive one, but of course, it's only going to be used for in that game with Kirby's Robot Adventure. So we'll see what happened there. So those are my latest experience on my Amiibo hunt. And again, the whole point of this is to take note of my experience to see what do you need to do. Do you need to camp? Do you need to go early? Etc. etc. And here's my quick answer. First, camping's been done ever since November, or the wave, ever since the wave 4B. I know some people did camp during November, especially getting Mega Yarn Yoshi. By the way, as of yesterday, I was doing this on Monday. Sunday, the 21st of March, they did restock on Mega Yarn Yoshi. So if you still want one for $35, go to Toys R Us. They're Toys R Us exclusive. I have heard that they had a lot of more restock. I'm not getting one because I don't have the game yet, and I don't know what to do with this Yarn Yoshi, man. I'm sorry. Kind of really weird, but whatever. So yeah, things been changed. So that's the whole point of the my Amiibo vlog. So with that, thanks for listening. That's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.